Hi guys, just at home at the moment. We're just getting ready, leaving on a Sunday, getting things ready to go up to Sydney. Company driver or owner driver? Now I get a lot of questions about being a owner driver. Now I've never been an owner driver, never owned a truck, but I have talked to a lot of people that have owned trucks, and a lot of people usually talk to are back as company drivers. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. Maybe I just want to get out of it and go back to a normal life as a company driver. I don't know the circumstances. They've all got personal circumstances, I guess. So might not be a bad thing. They might have just done it because they had to. Now, what we need to know, I don't know a lot of information. It's only what I've talked to those sort of drivers. Now I get a lot of questions. Should we go out and buy a truck? What do we do to go out and do it? I don't know the answers. I don't know all the answers, I guess. I know a few, like only what I've been told. I know one of the big things was non-payment. Non-payment from like up to $20,000 in one case. Another driver I knew owed $50,000. We'd been in business for a while, and he actually could cover that 50,000, but I think he ended up getting it in the end. Court cases, things like that. It still costs money. So they're the things you've got to think about, is the cost and not being able to non-payment. Even the company I'm working for now had some non-payment, but they actually got paid, but it took them about 4 months. That was a couple of trips they did. Now, I have talked to a finance broker who said if you want to buy a truck, 20% deposit. They'd like you to be a driver, a little bit of experience for 2 years, which is understandable. You could probably get away with if you owned a company before, and unless you have a business side, and then the driving would probably come later on. But at least you have a bit of insight in the business side of things. So I guess with finance, it's going to be all different criteria, depending on the where you're getting the finance from. So what we need to know, is going to be a quick video. What we need to know, if someone's out there that can give a little bit of information, has been an owner driver. I know current owner drivers are a little bit secretive on what, how to go about starting and what they earn, which is understandable. It's a business. They don't want everyone getting in there and taking work off them and giving their secrets away of where they get their loads from. Now there is loading agents, of course, and there's big companies. So what we want from, get some answers on what it takes to start a company. Maybe being ex-retired owner driver or a current owner driver that wants to give away a bit of information. What sort of capital do you need? I guess payment not necessarily going to be within 7 days, so you have to have a bit of capital there to keep it going until your payments start coming in. That could be anything from maybe 7 days, maybe 14 days, could be 30, could be 60 or 90. So what sort of money do you need to keep going until your first payment comes in? Buying a truck, do you go for a newer model? Do you go for one that's a little bit older? Start off. And there's also, what they've got now is rent to own. Now, if anyone's been through that, I'd have a look online about that sort of thing, and just got to make the first month's payment, and then there's payments after that, and they go for 12 months, and you buy the truck outright after that. It's all worked out. I think you buy the truck for $1 or something after your payments, but the payments are worked out on the price of the truck. You can also get trailers that way as well. Now, I don't know if that's a good scheme or whether the interest is too high on those sort of schemes. I'm not sure. I did look at one where they actually found your loads as well, but you wouldn't have done that because the load rate was very low, and I think you'd be at the truck stops asking some of the drivers if they finish with their meals, because you wouldn't, I think you'd afford to actually run the truck. But that's just me. Maybe you can. So some of the things we need to know is, can we can you buy a truck on a low deposit? What sort of deposit do you need? How much money you need to have in reserve to pay for fuel, maintenance, things like that. And probably how to get started. How do you get your first load? Do you go to a loading agent? Do you source the big companies before you buy the truck? Do you, organise the work before you get the truck, or get the truck first, which is probably a bit dangerous to get the truck first because you don't know what's going to happen. Do you go local? Do you go full on interstate? Do you just buy a rigid to start off with, or can you go, full on B double? I guess the work's out there. You just got to get out there and get it. Take the chance, I guess. But if you're going to put a lot of money up, it's a big gamble to make if you don't know how to start. I mean, there's a lot of companies out there, startup companies. So I don't know what sort of money. Maybe you can just say what sort of money you can earn. Is it worthwhile? I mean, you can gross 110,000 if you really want to as a company driver. So you've got to be at least 160,000 before you'd even think about it. So you've got to make more money because you're taking a bigger risk. So you've got to actually make more money than a company driver. So there's some of the questions, how to get into company driver. So I'm going to put it out to you guys and see if we can get some answers. You might know someone that's been a company driver. An owner driver, sorry, and see if we can get some answers for these drivers that want to actually get into trucking. I have thought about it. I haven't got the capital to do it. I think it's a bit of a risk for me because, I don't own a house, and I don't think I'd ever put a house up unless I was 100% guaranteed I wouldn't want to lose my family home. So there's some of the things. But even if you've been even overseas, if you're living in Europe, living in the UK, Africa, South America, let us know your experiences. Do you know anyone that's started in those continents? Doesn't matter where you are. Tell us a story. Whether you can make it, how easy it is in other countries to start up a business. I'll put a website, a link to a website down the bottom if you want to just, if it's a bit long to put it in the comments, just send me an email, and if you don't mind sharing it, I'll share what information we can get. All right, we'll leave it at that, guys, and we'll see what we come up with. Thank you.